today against Latin? Did he talk any shit?
You know, I was expecting him because you see all these videos of him pulling and doing like dirty tricks and stepping on people and like headbutting them and whatnot. So I'm expecting him to like be pretty nasty. And no, I mean he's physical, and I was physical with him too, and I was pushing him. He was pushing me, but I think that I lightened it up when I spoke to him in Swedish, and I said something like, "It's a little hot today, right?" He was like, and he responds to me in English. He was like, "F this! This is way too hot. We can't." He's like, "We can't be playing games in the middle of the day. We have to play at night. This is BS." I said, yeah, 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 yeah. So we kind of got a little friendly, and he didn't um, do anything too egregious towards me until the second half of that game, where we had just scored. I think we had just tied it up. It's 2-2, and I think it's Dave Romney, center back for LA Galaxy, sends a long ball forward. What's his name? The Norwegian forward,
Oh
Kamara,
yeah,
Kai
yeah,
Kamara.
yeah.
No, not Kai
No,
Kamara.
no, the
Other
other,
Kamara.
yeah.
He played for DC United.
Ali,
Anyway,
Ali, is it? No, Ali. No.
Ali. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is Ali. He flicked it on. Zlatan was offsides. I didn't know it at the time, so I'm running with him, and we're running. And if I don't get in front of him, it's going to be a one-on-one, and they could be up 3-2. And so I'm trying to shove him off the ball, shove him off the ball, shove him off the ball. He's 6'5", weighs 215 pounds. He's not too easy to push around. He's pushing me back, and we're locked in now, and we're fighting. We're fighting for position, fighting for position. He finally goes to give me one last shove, and his head flies into my side right here below my eyebrow, and I just feel a big hit, but I see him go down, and I feel like there's a lot of pain in this area, and I see him go down, and then I'm just like kind of stumbling a little bit, and then I fall down, and then I remember everything. I didn't black out. It wasn't a concussion. It was just a really bad hit right here below my eyebrow, which later my teammate revealed to me. Adam was just like, "Stay down. There's blood everywhere." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, there's blood. Just stay down. Don't move." And there was a big cut right here. And the trainer came on. He was trying to tape it up and put some cream on it to make sure to stop the bleeding. And he couldn't stop it. He couldn't stop it. And he said, "We're going to," and he radioed in. He said, "We're going to need a sub. We can't stop the bleeding." And that really pissed me off, because I thought that I wanted to finish this game out. We had them on the back foot. We had just scored a goal. It was 2-2. What was it? 13 minutes left in the game. I wanted to finish this game. I wanted to finish the game against Zlatan. I wanted to help Dynamo end off on a good note. But it wasn't in the cards. And they wouldn't let me play, because any kind of patch he kept putting on, blood just kept seeping through, and it was dripping down. So Zlatan comes over, he lifts me up, and he was like, "Why'd you hit me in the head for?" And I was like, "I hit you. Do you see my eye? Look what you did to my eye." He's like, yeah, it's okay."
It's crazy. Like the names, like of those
Yeah.
four players, if I'm being perfectly honest with myself, Zach Lubin, Kevin Garcia, and Alex DeJean, and myself, four players that Tommy had to look at with Galway. You three have had better careers than me, and for whatever reason,
You've had a prolific career. How many goals have you scored? You've definitely scored like over
yes,
100 goals by this point.
But you guys have all, like, you played in MLS, you've done all it. But my point isn't like you whatever. I'm not good or you guys are great. That's not the point. The point is, like, the game is so subjective, and one manager can see a player and trust a player and give him all this belief, like he did with me.
Yeah.
And I can do all these great things with Galway. And another player who's similar in level, maybe a little better, a little worse, doesn't matter. If he doesn't treat him the same way, doesn't give him that belief, then he doesn't have the success. Or if he doesn't even, in Zach and Alex's case, doesn't even sign him. But
I think having the vote of confidence from the coach is massive. Playing against Philadelphia, and they're in the first in the East, so it's it's a really important game to U.S. Open Cup final, probably the most important game of my career, because I think it really helped having those two games at center back to really prepare me for this. where I was really starting to gain more confidence, felt fit, felt good, was getting good feedback from the captains on the team and from the coaching staff. And heading into the Open Cup final, I felt confident knowing that if Philippe goes down hurt, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do my job. And so I don't even think about like the pressure. I don't think about where I've come from. I just think about I need to come in right now and I need to help my team win. And I go in 40th minute, and the stadium is packed with fans. But you just at that point you learn to tune them out. I think it helped being in front of packed stadiums before, and in that moment, because it was US Open Cup final, I knew it was on the line. I knew that I needed to show up and show that I could deliver, especially at this level. And I came in, and we closed it out. We ended up winning 3-0 against Philadelphia, and I think that at the end of that game is when it all came back to me, like everything that I go through, that you go through, that every other player goes through, you just kind of have a moment that it just all rushes forward, and it all goes through your mind of all the adversity you've gone through, all the BS you've had to put up with, all the injuries. It's all for this moment right here. And I just fell to the ground and just felt such appreciation for the game and everyone who had been a part of it, and who had kind of mentored me along the way, and everything I'd been through to get to this point. And for me, that game and that championship meant the world to me. And I was certainly flying high after that, and I started every game for the rest of the year at center back, and continue to get better and get better. And each game I was improving and improving, and was getting good feedback from DeMarcus Beasley, from Philippe, from the coaching staff, and that's when I ended up scoring my first goal against Seattle at home, and also led into the last game of the year against LA Galaxy, where we ended up knocking LA Galaxy off 3-2, and they didn't qualify for the playoffs. So that, I think 2018 was a major milestone in my career, because so much happened. Going in, fighting for that spot, getting hurt, having to claw back, had a bad game, fell out of favor, clawed back. Yeah, a bit fortuitous. Players got hurt and presented me the opportunity, but you have to perform and you have to be ready. And that's where I think that where I did a good job is making sure that I was prepared when my number was called, that I needed to make sure that I had a good showing, and gave the coaching staff the confidence to call on me again if they needed me. And that's kind of how the assistant coaches and the head coach thought of me, as is that this is a guy who's going to be ready, who we know can do the job. He proved he can do it. Now he's earned our trust, and we can believe in him.